I think based on the years that I've spent in pharmaceuticals and charities and the schools industry, I would say I could only think of one or two recruitment agents that I've ever worked with who I thought I really trusted, and they tended to be headhunters at the very top end. Certainly people further down the food chain, on the whole, I was sent people which weren't always people who were relevant for the job. It was always quite disappointing. Once or twice they got it right, but I didn't feel they always listened to the brief, and I was always sort of disappointed, and I often ended up finding somebody for the job that I sort of knew through somebody else, or I was recommended through somebody at the end anyway. So in answer to your question succinctly, I would say 95% of recruitment consultants I've met, I haven't been able to entirely trust. I think, to think of a good example of that, I was headhunting a recruitment consultant for a senior secretarial post in a school, so the headmaster's PA, which is it's very important that they look the part, that they sound the part, and that they are well educated as well, and obviously have good IT skills. And I was really surprised by some of the candidates that I've sent that certainly didn't speak in the correct way, didn't look the part. So they might have had one or two of the things they needed, but certainly not everything. And even though I sort of spelt it out to them several times, nobody really seemed to listen. There was one recruitment consultant in that time that I eventually went to, because several recruitment consultants were putting people forward for the job, that actually did put somebody forward for the job, but I didn't feel the others had listened at all. And I felt they would just sort of, when I phoned them up and said, I'm not very happy with that candidate, they went, oh, right, okay, well, we might have somebody else who could be good for you. And I'd say, well, do they fulfill the criteria? Well, yeah, I think they do. And then they turned up and they didn't, so no. Yeah, I absolutely agree. I think it'd be much better if you're dealing with somebody who'd done the job. Because, for instance, if you were getting someone who needed good secretarial skills, they would understand what was needed in that position. Similarly, if it's a sort of managerial role, or if you're doing some sort of product management and you've done it, you would understand exactly what you need. So I'd feel much happier talking to somebody who understood what I was looking for because they'd done the role. And actually, if I'm recruiting someone to a post that I've not done myself and it's somebody who has done the role, they'll understand even better than I will what would work in that role. And then if they talk to me about people, I believe they knew exactly what they needed in that post. So I think that would be by far the best way.